Well, hello guys, welcome back. You need to help me work on a mystery. I said on Patreon that, I've been seeing a lot of wedding related stuff lately, and the skeptics in me is like, yeah, June weddings, whatever. It's just randomly popping up. But I had a lot of wedding rings popping up in those animal miracle videos. I was like, oh, okay. Then I had this wedding thing pop up from Bing, this kind of wedding related. They send you like an email and you click for points. I'm like, okay. And one of the things in there was a song from Kiss. It's the only disco song they ever did. And about I was made for loving you, baby. And I'm like, what is all of this stuff coming into my life mean right now? And some people will be like, well, it's a spiritual union. And the weirdest part was last night I was watching a wolf doc. Well, like one of those New York wolf org things. And this thing popped up. I think it's for Yowie. I think that's what it is. And it was Don't Run From Me. And I'm like, who the hell is talking to me? So I spent hours trying to soothe Odin because I'm like, is he upset? Is he unhappy? What's the matter? I've been cooking meals for them. I've been lighting candles for them. Now, what happened yesterday that you guys didn't get to hear, and he never did come for the roof. He never did. Odin was very, very insistent, at least I hope it was Odin, that we take down all 4 temples, rebuild the main temple, and he was like totally letting me go. And instead of trying to worry about, oh, I have to make this for Odin because if I don't, he'll be devastated. Remember, he kept saying we were going to get 8 new temples. Well, it just turned out that naturally, not trying for it, I managed to fit a gods plus Odin into this first temple, and now we only have 1 temple. And we have 3, and I was sitting around all day yesterday, and I couldn't think of anything to put in the other ones. I'm like, we could do an arcade, because people have done arcades. We could do another nature thing. Like, all this hard work I did is gone. We could do a Greek temple, but nothing was calling to me. So I'm like, well, we're just going to keep it to 1 for now. Maybe this is all we need. And I was just, yesterday, I totally had 0 inspiration, guys. I was like dead in the water, like I was being held in place on purpose. I cleaned, but it wasn't like usual, like when I start to clean, it's usually like somebody lit a fire under me. And I usually get energized. I was actually getting more and more nervous and almost having an anxiety attack. And I'm like, what is going on with me? But at least I got the house clean. But, and then I got up today, and I got up like really early for me, like 7 super early for me, because most of you guys I've noticed come on later in the evening and that, so I try to schedule my day around that, and there's really no earthly reason for me to be up at 7 in the morning. But I said to Odin, the guy said he might come today, and I felt really sick. I got up feeling extremely ill, so I got up, and I'm like, I'll end up spending the whole day on my chair, and I haven't got there yet. So I've been up from 7:30, now it's 11:12, and I haven't got a call or anything, so I don't think he's coming today either. And I'm like, well, maybe he didn't come because yesterday was raining and today's raining, but no more problem with the window. I checked all the windows. The roof looks fine from the front. I can't see it in the back. I just think it was once in a lifetime freak thing, and I had gotten the sense to not pursue it if he did come. Now, what happened is I was just feeling really depressed. Sometimes with me, when I start working with the gods, I start suddenly, I don't know if it's the ego part of me, not that, oh, I'm great part, but the part that tries to keep you safe. I just started thinking, none of this is going to come true. None of the stuff I want is going to come to me. None of this is possibly going to come true, and that's when all this wedding stuff started ramping up. So I don't know what it means, and you guys know I'm open about being a god spouse, even though that gets you lovely letters about how you need to floof a real man. And yes, I have gotten those. And yeah, it's like, it's kind of pathetic. People think they can come in and kind of run your life. They're worried about whether or not you're mating with enough people. It's kind of sad. It's like, what the hell do you think this channel is? Animal Planet? And so it's just been kind of weird. And I noticed that sometimes when the weather gets gray, sometimes it energizes me. But the last couple of days I felt blah, and I have been taking my multivitamins. I made super nutritious rice with all this other goody stuff in it, like the nutmegs, the spices, and it has fruit in it. It has pineapple, raisins, it has some peanut butter in it, so it's got like it's packed with protein. So I have that and just put like the tiniest bit of sugar because we didn't have milk, so I had to end up using ice cream for the, for the milk part because it was like, milk rice. I don't know, guys. I don't know, but somebody keeps sending me wedding things, and I'm asking Loki because I'm like, sweetheart, do you feel neglected? He's like, not me. And I go to Odin, and I'm just getting like this silence. And I'm like, look, if this is a faith thing, if you're upset that I get down days and I get depressed, one, I have depression, until God snaps their fingers, I have depression. And so I'm going to have down days. I have tried to explain it to the gods before. I said, depression kind of, it's nothing about your life circumstances. I could win the lottery tomorrow, guys, and have $12 billion at my beck and call. That's not going to magically cure my depression. So I'm like, and there are going to be days as a human, as a mortal, you're going to be like, I don't know if I have faith. So I lit a candle today. And I said, I just need some kind of sign. I just need some kind of sign, some kind of reassurance that all the stuff is coming and that I am going to be taken care of. Because I said, I'm not having visions, but the more I try to work on having faith, the worse like these thoughts that are popping into my head are. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to stop for the day. I can't do any more. I have to put it in the hands of the gods. So that's where we are today. And, I share the struggles with you guys because, I think that it can be really super compacted sometimes. People see, well, somebody went through hard times, but then everything's hunky-dory. And I'm like, well, if I'm traveling towards the good times, you might as well know the road is rather rocky some days. So, that's been it. And yesterday, weird thing, I'll share this with you too if it means anything. I wanted hot dogs in the worst way. I wanted to go get a package of hot dogs and cook them off, and I thought that'll be an economical meal and give me 4 or 5 meals. Well, they didn't have them up at the gas station. My knees were really bothering me and super painful, and I did not want to try to walk up to the what is it, Dollar General up here. I'm asking you what it is. And today is super rainy, and these streets get very wet, very slick, very oily, and there's also moss and everything, so it would be kind of, with my balance, I'm not going to try to go up today either. And Dionysus had been like, well, why don't you go to the DQ? I know you don't want to spend the money, but why don't you go to the DQ, get 1 hot dog meal, and let's even fill out your coupon. You can pick up that free dilly bar. You know how they give you a coupon on your receipt? Coupon didn't work, and I was like, well, maybe that's just a sign from the universe. But I don't know, guys. It's like, it's been weird lately. Everything was going clickety-click, clickety-click. Everything's picking up steam. And then nothing. And I don't know if it's to do with Odin, because sometimes if you work with him, sometimes he's very warm and open and friendly, and he's practically in your lap. But then, nothing. He's like Loki. He shuts down. It's like this curtain falls and nothing. And I'm like, are you upset because of this God thing? You're the one that starts this stuff, and then when I explore it, you get all upset and you stop talking to me. I'm thinking, Christians have it easy. They got one. They don't get to go around and have them all mad because they did something. And I'm like, you have to tell me what the problem is, or I can't fix it. You didn't bless me with psychic ability. Not gonna tell me. So I got one god sending me all these wedding rings, all these wedding contests. Yeah, there's also a wedding contest. There's a wedding contest on Zazzle, and for the life of me, I can't think of anything to design, so I can't think of anything to design for somebody's wedding. I'm like, me design stuff for your wedding? Yeah, I can't. I'm done. I have no idea. I'm like, it would have to be something spectacular yet elegant, and my brain's not working. And I'm not a wedding planner. So it's like all this wedding stuff. That was the wedding thing. And then the Bing thing was vaguely wedding associated, but it had that Kiss song in it. And I'm like, and it had to like do with disco in like the 70s. And I'm like, are the gods telling me to go back to my childhood, or what are we doing here? sometimes the gods make no sense. And just to confuse things even more, yesterday I was watching stuff and I thought it'd be nice if I could see something in Hawaii, and darn if it didn't pop up. And they talked about Madame Pele, and I thought about the old woman at my door in the dream with that big stick, and I thought, oh my god, what if it was Madame Pele instead? So I don't know. I'm like confused and lost now. I need a hug and I need somebody to make me cookies. I don't know what's going on in my life, but it wasn't like an angel came down with a fresh break. Let me try this again. It wasn't like an angel came down from heaven with freshly baked bread from the ovens of heaven, or Valkyrie came down with a cup of meat and said, oh, it's alright, child. None of that happened. I got a wedding contest and I got Kiss singing You Were Made for Loving Me. I don't know. And it's like, it's Kiss. What god would that even be related to? I think Starchild is the one that does the lead vocals on that, right? So I'm like, that is what they called him, right? I'm like, I used to be such a huge Kiss fan, but I think like they changed the names a couple of times. I don't know. It had nothing to do with Paul Stanley, because I think all he was doing in that video, if I recall correctly, was just going like that, like he does. So, I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? Why can't the gods just come down and speak plain English to you and say, this is what's going to happen, this, and this? No, they send you riddles and signs. So riddles and signs is either Odin or somebody like Odin answering me, and I'm like, it can't be Loki, because if Loki wants your attention, he's pretty aggressive about getting your attention. But Loki can do this too, get your attention, and then when you talk to him, he's like, what is it you want? No, seriously, sweetheart, what's bothering you today? You got my attention for a reason, what is it? Then you get to play Read the God's Mind, and you're doing everything in your power. You're cleaning their altar, you're giving them offerings, you're begging them to talk to you, and... Is it too late to become a Mormon? I got, hey, back here. So yeah, it's been weird. I cleaned yesterday. That was the only thing I got out yesterday. I really probably should have tried to get I did try to get the hot dogs. I walked up the street. And my Walmart order came in today, and I thought, well, maybe there'll be like a little goodie tucked into there, and that'll give me an answer. I really didn't see an answer in the Animal Miracles videos, even though they made me feel better, and I'm like coming to the end of the series, so I don't know, guys. Coffee. Well, I'm like, I will tell you guys, because you usually have a pretty good grasp on stuff. It's like, and I share that with you because sometimes it's not meant for me. I do not speak for the gods, let me be clear, but sometimes it's like I'll discuss something and somebody will see it and go, oh, okay. But yeah, all these wedding rings, all these wedding contests, I'm like, well, June is coming up, and I try to dismiss it, but it's like, this is way too persistent. The message don't run away from me, on the wolf video, the Kiss song, and the wedding contest, and all the wedding rings everywhere. It's like, I hadn't been looking on Pinterest or YouTube or anything at any wedding stuff, so I'm like, either YouTube is just desperately throwing stuff at me at this point, or I don't know. I have no idea. So, if you guys have any insight, let me know. It's Tears Day, so it has nothing to do with Odin. So, I don't know. I'm confused. I'm like, what is this stuff? Now, I had the emails for a while that I looked through, so, maybe I was meant to see them the day they came, but today felt like the right day to look at them, but I have no idea what's going on. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.